I'm Dr. Vibha Sharma, Associate Professor and Head, Department of Public Administration, MCM College, Chandigarh. Today, I'll give you an understanding of e-governance. We all know the country today is moving towards digital India, and e-governance is the in thing which we all are talking about. After going through this module, we will be able to understand what is e-governance, what are the various stages of e-governance, what are the fundamentals in e-governance, and the role of technology in propagating the culture of e-governance. E-governance. We hear this word day in and day out, e-governance, and we, the country, is moving towards digitalization of services. Now, what is e-governance? E-governance is considered to be the use of information and communication technologies by the government to provide better services to the citizens of a place. These services can be accessed by the citizens at any point of time as per their convenience and according to their wishes. Dr. Abdul Kalam also referred to the provision of e-governance as a system where there will be more transparency, as a system where there will not be a middleman between the government and the citizens, and it will be something which will end up providing a better kind of governance to the citizens of the country. According to the World Bank, e-governance refers to the use of information technologies that have the ability to transform relations between the citizens, businessmen, and other arms of the government. These technologies help in providing better delivery of services to the citizens of a country. Let us see another definition of e-governance. UNESCO defines e-governance as the exercise of political, economic, and administrative authority in the management of a country's affairs, including citizens' articulation of their interests and exercise of their legal rights and obligations. The main objectives of e-governance. The main objectives of e-governance include providing citizens with the access of knowledge about political processes and other services provided them at their convenience. E-governance also has another objective of providing a smarter and a transparent government to the citizens without the middleman. In the case of e-governance, the information provided to the citizens is not in the passive form, but it is in the active form where the citizens can directly interact with various parts of the government through the government portals. Thus, we see e-governance is not just use of computer and computer technologies. It is the use of the smarter technologies to have better relations between the government and the citizens, where the citizens feel that they are an active participant in the functioning of the government. The basic structure of e-governance. The basic structure of e-governance include interlinkages and interactions between the government to government. That means between the central government to the state government, between different state governments, as well as between the state government to the local government. It also includes government to business. That means government to other business-related activities of the private sector and even the public sector organizations. The third aspect of this is government to citizen. That is, the government providing a number of services to the citizens through its government portals, and the citizens interacting with the government through these portals and getting the services at their place of convenience. Interactions between the main groups in e-governance. First phase is information. Government's presence on the web. That means we have a portal of the government services on the website which gives a lot of information about the acts, the rules and other services which are provided by the government for the citizens of a particular state or country. This information which is provided by the government on its website is easily accessible, publicly available, transparent, and there is no secrecy on the part of the government in providing this information. Anyone can access this information. The second interaction, phase 2, is the interactions. Mere provision of services of the government on a web portal does not carry any purpose unless and until the citizens can access this particular information and ask questions or give their suggestions to the government. Today, we have government websites which not only provide information to the citizens at their convenience, but also provide some interactions. People can file complaints, people can give suggestions through the government web portals. Phase 3 of e-governance, that is transaction. The complexity of technology, the computer technology and other communication technologies is increasing day by day, and so is the complexity of e-governance. Internal government processes have to be redesigned by the government to enable the citizens to take benefit of these processes. Complete transactions can today be done without going to the office. The citizens can download forms, can pay the fees, and any such matter can be dealt with at the website level. The phase 4. The phase 4 is transformation. All information systems are integrated and all the various parts of the government as well as the business and the citizens are able to transact at one web portal in a virtual situation. This is what transforms the entire government from a normal traditional government to an e-government. The next slide pertains to e-governance maturity model given by Gartner in 2000. According to this model, in the early 90s, there was presence of information on the government websites. By mid-90s, the presence was transformed into interaction between the government and the citizen. In the present, we have transaction. Complete transactions are possible today through the web portals. And in future, we'll have transformation, that is integration and organizational changes at the government level to enable the entire sequence of transactions possible without even visiting the offices of the concerned ministries. In each of the 4 phases of the e-governance given by Gartner, the delivery of online services and the use of ICTs in the government operations serve one or more than one aspect of e-governance: democracy, government, business, as well as the citizens of a particular country. Stages of e-governance. What are the different stages of e-governance? What are the prerequisites which are required if we want to have e-governance? And e-governance today is also equated with good governance. Now, the first requirement is to have more and more computers, that is computerization. Computerization of the various functions in which the government is involved in the day-to-day activities at the central, state or local levels. It is equipping the government with more computers and more communication technologies through which the government can interact. The second stage includes networking. Networking means having more channels of communication between one or two parts of the government, internally as well as between the government, the business, and the citizens of a particular country. The third stage is online presence. With increasing internet connectivity, we find that most of the government departments and other levels of the government have a presence on the web. That means they provide information about the services available with the requirements on the web portal. Online interactivity. Mere presence of the government on the internet does not serve the purpose of providing good governance. We require interconnectivity between the government and the government, that is the central government and the state government, between two or more state governments, as well as between the state government and the local government. This is one aspect, the second being the government and the business, and the third being the government and the citizens. So, online interactivity is the ultimate goal of e-governance. Aspects of e-governance. There are two aspects of e-governance which I'll discuss in the present slide. That is the political aspects and the other is the social aspects. The political aspects of e-governance include formulating strategies and policies, laws and legislations, decision-making, funding, international affairs, and political stability. We find that political will to provide these services in an unbiased manner to the citizens and the businesses is one of the most important aspects of e-governance. Now, the social aspects. The social aspects include the level of education, literacy. If the people of a country are not literate enough, then how are we going to give them digital literacy? That is an important aspect of e-governance. Employment, income, digital divide, rich versus poor, and the IT skills present in the people of the country, the business houses, and other aspects of the government are another important aspect, the social aspects of e-governance. If people readily adopt the digitalization or the e-governance services provided to them, then e-governance can succeed at any level. This slide includes two more aspects of e-governance, that is the economic aspects and the technological aspects. The economic aspects include funding. Now, computerizing, easier said than done. It requires a lot of funds to computerize an office, and here we are talking of computerizing the entire government both at the central level and at the state levels. Only funding, we also have to think of cost saving through e-governance, business models, e-commerce, as well as the spin-off e-governance. The technological aspects. The technological aspects include the hardware, the software, the infrastructure, the IT sector, the telecom, maintenance, as well as the last but not the least, the security aspect of providing governance through internet. Benefits of e-governance. E-governance has a number of benefits. To name a few, they are better access to information and quality of services by the stakeholders. The stakeholders may be the businesses or maybe the citizens of a country. E-governance is simple, efficient, accountable government which provides information at the doorstep of the people. It also results in an expanded reach of governance, not only in the cities but in the far-flung areas of the country. Since e-governance means providing most of the services and on the government websites, it also helps in making the government more transparent as compared to the secret governments of the traditional times. Due to e-governance, corruption is also reduced due to the transparency inbuilt in the system. The role of middleman can be avoided by the use of e-governance technologies. Not only this, e-governance also helps in increasing the speed of the delivery of services and thereby reducing the delay in the access of government services. Challenges in e-governance. India, as we know, is a developing country. There are a number of challenges to e-governance in our country. The basic one being trust. People should trust in the services provided by the government through the web portals. There is a resistance to change on the part of both the business, the people in the government, as well as the citizen. We need to overcome this resistance to change. Only then e-governance can be successful in our country. There is a digital divide amongst the people. There is a divide where we have people who are technologically knowledgeable and those who are far away from technology. The cost factor. For a country like India, having computerization, networking is expensive. We need to work on reducing the cost of providing services. And of course, e-governance is beset with problems like privacy and security. What happens if someone hacks the data? This particular thing is there in the minds of most of the people who access the services of the government. Examples of e-governance in India. Now, the following slides will just give you information of various services provided by the Government of India. These include Indian Railway Online Portal, irctc.co.in, with the help of which you can book tickets on the Indian Railways, cancel your tickets, plan your journey. The second slide is that of Custom and Excise Department of the Government of India. You can download forms, you can ask questions, you can even pay your taxes online through these websites. The third slide includes the slide of passport application. We all know that today if we have to apply for a passport, online application is filled, we get the appointment online and we go and we get our passport at a faster speed as compared to the earlier times. Delhi Police or a state level police has its own web portal. In case a person requires, he can also through the open window system file his complaint to the police services. Future prospects of e-governance. Vision and objectives of the 12th five-year plan 2012-17 include delivery of all government services in electronic mode so as to make the government process transparent, citizen-centric, efficient and easily accessible. To break information silos and create shareable resources of all government websites. It also endeavors to provide services of the government through the mobile and other such innovations in the form of mobile governance. The next slides provides information about the future perspective of e-governance. To build shared service platforms, to accelerate the adoption of e-governance and reduce the cycle time of the implementation of any e-governance project. To strengthen and improve the sustainability of the projects already undertaken by the government. To create an ecosystem that promotes innovation in the ICTs for promoting e-governance. To better the target of delivery of services to the citizens of the state. To make available as much as information as possible in the public domain so that it is easily accessible by the citizens of the country. To increase all-round awareness about the adoption of e-governance methodologies so that more and more people are able to take benefit of the interactions between the government through e-governance. Continuing with the future prospects of e-governance, let us now discuss the targets of the 12th five-year plan. The target is to set up National Institute for E-Governance as an autonomous state-of-art national institute. It will train employees from the central and the state government in e-governance endeavors. There is also a need to set up an e-governance innovation, research and development fund to bring more innovation in the process of e-governance. Another target of the government is to provide mobile governance platforms to create framework for the delivery of services to the people. Security of the services provided as well as security of the data is another area which government targets to ensure that there is no pilferage or hacking of the system. There is also a target of having e-districts so that the services are provided in every nook and corner of the country. Conclusions. E-governance is here to stay. So, the Government of India is also in its endeavor to provide e-governance, that is smart governance, corruption-free governance, accessible governance, transparent governance to the citizens of India.